It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was lying in bed doing some soul searching. I eventually grabbed my phone and I Googled 4 words that will change everything in my life. How to be happy. Quick sidebar here. Totally recognize the situation that at this stage of my life, I should have known the answer to that question. But if I'm going to be real with you, I absolutely didn't have a clue. Anyhow, back to the story. I start scrolling through the results. I eventually find myself fortunate enough to stumble upon the podcast, The Happiness Lab with Dr. Laurie Santos. Seemed like it was right up my alley. No fluff, just science-backed, evidence-based rules that I could count on. The next morning, Yeti, our golden retriever, and I hit the beach for our daily dog walk. I listened to my first podcast. During that walk, I listened to my second podcast. I was hooked out of the gate. I eventually would binge listen to hundreds of these episodes, all while diving down countless rabbit holes, digging into the science of happiness. As much fun as each individual lesson was, the thing that really hit me was that happiness was so darn teachable. The fact that we have way more agency in building happier lives than I ever thought really just at this age blew me away. Right? So I start sharing all of these lessons with virtually anybody willing to listen. My wife, Susie, my kids, friends, complete strangers at bars. It didn't matter. As I was telling these stories, I realized that the information that I was, if you will, gathering from all of this research was falling out of my head just about as fast as it was going in. So I did what any data guy would do. I built an Excel spreadsheet to capture all of this, right? I'm going to turn this into a personal research project, and then I'm going to give this Excel sheet to my kids. In my head, it's something they can really use. This is great. So I'm going through this. I'm buttoning up my spreadsheet. I've got all my tabs color-coded. I've got action steps over here. I've got science over here. And I kind of paused for a moment and took the time to look at the world that we're living in through what I'm going to call a happiness lens. And while I was doing that, 3 things kind of hit me. Number one, everyone wants to be happy, right? Me going and Googling how to be happy isn't extremely unusual, right? At 2 a.m., maybe a little bit, but not so much, right? It's a universal desire for all of us. You ask any parent what you want for your kids, right? Overwhelmingly, happiness is the winning response, if you will, right? So that's number one. Number two, unfortunately, in the country that we're living in, we are not getting happier. We see it in our own lives, in the data is really clear, unfortunately, when you look at our youth, right? They're struggling. Depression rates are climbing. Things like preventable deaths from suicide, alcoholism, drug overdose, all of them are increasing. They're going in the wrong direction. And that hit my heart hard, right? So the most important thing in the world to us is happiness. We're not getting better at it. And I'm learning, this is the third thing, I'm learning for the first time in my freaking life that it's teachable. So what am I going to do about this? So I've got this Excel sheet. I'm going to maybe share it online, I'm thinking. Maybe I'll give it to more than my kids. I'll turn it into a PDF. And that thought lasted for about 5 seconds. Like the spreadsheet wasn't extremely what I'll call readable. So as I'm kind of pondering, I had one of those, I'm going to call them magical movements of the heart. Kind of like where that kind of voice calls you on to do something that stretches you beyond what you think is reasonable. And for me, what I heard was, put this in a book. Immediately, my brain starts an argument. Me, I can't write a book. I can barely write emails and maybe tell stories, but write a book, I have no clue. So I go on, I tell this story to Susie, and I say this with a smile on my face. She unfortunately thought it was a great idea. And so did my kids, so did my friends. So off I went. I got busy. And the book ultimately was published in August of 2025. Your Happier Life Toolbox, How a Data-Driven Dad Cracked the Code on Happiness and How You Can Too, kind of became the book that I was looking for during that 2 a.m. search over a year ago. And since then, it's been a crazy ride. We actually hit the bestseller list on Amazon for the entire self-help category. And the reviews that we're seeing are showing us that it's actually really changing lives, right? Readers' lives are being changed. So now we're like, what's next? Well, welcome to your Happier Life Toolbox podcast and YouTube channel. My name is Billy Marshall. I am not a happiness guru by any stretch of the imagination. I am a data-driven dad from Jersey, and I really believe we've captured a system for you to build a happier life. So this channel is the audio-visual version of the tools in the book. We're going to break it down into bite-sized chunks. We're going to lean hard on the science, all while keeping it fun. We're also getting ready to roll out an online e-learn community. Watch for that at our website at www.yourhappier.life. I'll say it one more time, www.yourhappier.life. So for now, hit subscribe or click follow, and let's get to work. Thanks for listening. Peace.